Grand Rising family. How are you? It's so good to see everybody. It is Friday. Happy Friday. Yay! It is Friday, June the 6th, 2025, and the time is 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come on in, check in, family. Let us know where you're hailing from. We have some good news about what's going on behind the scenes today. But first,
Hello.
say hello.
Hello.
Hello. But first, we're going to ask that you join us as we just play a few.
Dr. Kia preached, shining wisdom's light, teaching soul tribe how to see through the night. Ancient scriptures and bloodlines she knows, spreading truth wherever she goes. Soul tribe rising, hear her call, raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia shows the way to a brighter, freer day. Through her channel, knowledge flows, breaking chains that hold us close, teaching paths to abundance and wealth, guiding others to free themselves. Soul tribe rising, hear her call, raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia shows the way to a brighter, freer day. From currencies to investments divine, she's helping her tribe to realign with wisdom, ancient and new, showing what we all can do. Soul tribe rising, hear her call, raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia shows the way to a brighter, freer day. Soul tribe rising, hear her call, raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia lights the way to a new and brighter day.
Sound, I apologize. Thank you for letting me know. I had to push a button. I didn't even know that there was no sound. So I see everybody checking in. Thank you. Can you hear me now? They couldn't hear us.
No sounds.
No sound? Can you hear now? Thank you. That song really changes my entire mood. I love it. Thank you, Sister Harvetta. Thank you for being a Soul Tribe Silver
Can-
member too. somebody by the name of Kenneth, one of our Soul Tribe members, wrote that song for me. So I appreciate it. I love it myself. Yes. What are you going to say?
Can you hear me? Can you hear?
They can hear.
Oh.
Thank you. Oh, volume. Can y'all hear? You're still saying no sound? Huh. They're still saying no sound.
Can you hear?
Oh, they can hear now.
Oh.
Whew. I don't know what's going on here. So maybe I should just go ahead and start podcasting. Grand Rising,
Good.
everybody, while we can hear each other. You can hear now? Okay.
I'm going to come back in
Go
a
take
few
a bath.
minutes. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, good. You can hear me now. So welcome. They're saying good morning to you, Ra.
Good morning.
Thank you. You can hear now. All right. Awesome. So, oh, good. We're good now. So, family, welcome. I see 238 people in the chat. Thank you so much. This is Friday. Again, it's June the 6th, 2025. And right now it's 10:08 a.m. Happy Friday. Yay! So, I am here today to tell everybody to stay focused. There's a lot going on with mainstream media and the so-called elite. They're going to tell you, that our attention should be over here when we really should be looking over there. Okay. A lot is going on with the news that's out right now is that President Trump and Elon Musk are fighting. We did announce last week that Elon Musk said he was leaving DOGE, or the Department of Government Efficiency. And many people came up with a lot of different excuses for why he was leaving. There is a dummy account, I want to say, or some kind of faux account of President Trump. I don't know if it's him or not, called Il Trumpo, that's on Truth Social. When Elon Musk left, that person, who may or may not be Donald Trump, said that the gray Elon Musk was leaving and the white Elon Musk would return or something like that. And I told you all that, but I didn't know what they were talking about. I just let them do their thing. And then what just came out recently, the last couple of days, is that Elon Musk is fighting back, saying, well, the reason why Trump fired me, or the reason why I left, is because Trump's name is allegedly on the Epstein files. So I just said, okay, there's the Epstein files and there's the flight log and there's a whole lot going on. What I would say is, look, when you talk about being so-called elites and you talk about being, thank you so much for the Cash App blessing, being part of, I appreciate you, Angela Mark McFarland. Thank you so much. When you talk about being a part of the elite group, you're going to hear that people are mixing and mingling with each other, whether it be doing nefarious activities or benevolent activities. There could be many different reasons why this news is coming out. Maybe Trump was there, maybe he wasn't. What's important to me is, at the end of the day, a couple things. Number one, they're all going to have to step down and return the government, the republic, the Constitution, and the wealth back over to we the people at the end of the day. So they're going to fight each other. They're going to go back and forth. They're going to say some good things. They're going to say some bad things. What I'm focused on and what matters to me is that my government is returned back to we the people, and our sovereignty, wealth, peace, and prosperity is restored. So again, they want our focus to be over there, but let's stay focused and keep our attention on what matters. What matters is that we all love each other and that we build a legacy for our family and that we create community so that we can all thrive in peace and abundance. So let them fight it out, because there's going to be a lot of stuff that comes out during this era of disclosure. Some of it may be true and some of it may not be. But while they're doing that, guess what happened? What happened is that silver now climbed. It is the highest that it has been since 2012. Do you see how they're going to try to distract you while other things are occurring? Okay, so let's focus on the silver. We can get back to what else is going on in the news in a minute. This is the highest it's ever been. And it's interesting that some mainstream media outlets or articles are saying, we have no idea why silver just climbed so high or so much more significantly than gold. As a matter of fact, gold prices went down in value, but silver prices are going up in value. And they're saying we don't know why, but let's talk about why, because we know why. And I'll tell you why that's important to you and me, or why it should be. So let's bring up that article in 1 minute as you all tell me what you think this means. Silver jumps to the highest level in 13 years, this article says, following gold's 2025 rally. So gold was rallying, and we saw it reaching all different type of new time highs day after day. And now gold is decreasing in value while silver is increasing in value, likely because silver has been suppressed for decades. Not only has silver been suppressed, but silver has been significantly undervalued. When you account for how silver is used during today's time period in technology, for money, and in the health industry, you can see that silver is actually extremely valuable, yet it's been undervalued in terms of how people view it. So this article was published by the New York Times, I think it was, no, NBC New York. It says the price of silver moved up sharply Thursday morning, that was yesterday, and it hit its highest level in more than a decade. That's significant news. Are they talking about this in mainstream media? No. Why? Because they don't want you to know how important silver is and that silver is money. We've been talking about how the whole world is rushing back to or hurtling back to gold and silver as money. So the silver futures rose as high as $36.27 per troy ounce yesterday, notching the highest price for the metal since 2012. That means in 13 years, silver has been consistent, or it fluctuating, but now it has reached its highest price. The silver futures were last up more than 3% on the day at $35.81 per troy ounce. Silver has been a high performing asset here in 2025 and is now up more than 20% year to date. But it's still lagging a bit. It's just going to go up. It's going to increase. Let me tell you something. Not only will silver go up in value, but so will gold. Economists have stated that in order to pay off all the debts on the book, you have to revalue gold between $10,000 per ounce and $100,000 per ounce. Gold is what, at $3,300 per ounce? We still have a ways to go. And then, of course, the markets have a tendency to self-correct. So it'll go up and then it'll probably come down and stabilize, but I don't know what rate it will stabilize to. But gold is going to go up, and silver, as gold's little sister, will increase as well. The price of gold was down slightly yesterday, meaning silver's rally closed some of the gap between the two. And we'll talk about that gap. We'll talk about a gold to silver ratio and how wide that gap is, and how historically it has not been that wide, and which asset you should consider. I'm not a financial advisor. You should consider investing in. We'll get to that in a minute. So silver has industrial uses. Silver is a conductor of electricity. They have silver in solar panels. We know they have silver in lots of things, and industrial things and appliances. Silver is in your cell phone. It is in your computer. It is in your refrigerator, your microwave oven. Silver is in everything. It's in your catalytic converter even. So silver has been significantly undervalued because, again, it has industrial purposes. It's in technology. It's in so many things. Speaking of technology, imagine how the richest person in the world, Elon Musk, right now he's fighting with Trump, or the characters are fighting, or whoever's behind the scenes controlling their accounts are fighting while they're doing their thing for real. Because we talked about masks and clones and all that. So we know that these might not even be the real people fighting, okay? So Elon Musk, who's the richest person in the world and has been doing things with technology and creating a lot of different innovative creations, at any moment can release his technology, also the suppressed technology that's been suppressed for hundreds and thousands of years can be released. Once that happens, knowing what you know, that most of those things, if not all of them, will contain silver, the silver prices will explode. So it's not just that silver is a high conductor of electricity. Silver is in solar panels. Silver has industrial purposes. Silver is in most technology. Silver is also money. Let's remember that. Why is that important? Because all of the nations in the world have either joined the BRICS bloc, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, or they've joined the Shanghai Cooperation Organizations, the Asian nations. The whole world has either joined BRICS or Shanghai Corporation, and they made agreements to stop trading with the United States dollar. That's huge. What are they trading with? They're trading with gold and silver, or they're trading with their own local currencies backed by gold and silver. Because silver has always been recognized as money here in America and all across the world. And this is why King's World published this article in 2023 that the world is hurtling back towards gold as money. And I would say gold and silver. Also, what has been going on, and I know I keep saying this over and over, but I want you to remember this, stay focused, is behind the scenes here in America, 45 states have repealed the state taxes from the sales of precious metals. By repealing or removing the state taxes from the sales of precious metals, you are reclaiming silver and gold. Now, of course, they didn't have to pass legislation or introduce bills to do this because the Constitution for the United States of America, for our great republic, says that the only thing that can be used as money or to pay off debts is silver and gold. That's why the whole world is rushing back to silver and gold as money. It's also why here in America, 45 states have repealed the state sales taxes from the sales of precious metals. And you can find that article at the Sound Money Defense League, on the Sound Money Defense League. I know I keep saying that over and over, but you have to stay focused, family. We have to stay focused. I'll show you that article in a minute. All of these will be in the description section, and I'm also putting them in the chat for you. So while people are fighting, and you're going to hear stuff about Diddy and who's been at Diddy's parties and who's on the flight list of Epstein, who's been on Epstein's island, and what the celebrities are doing, pay attention. You have a legacy to build. If your legacy is already built, you have a legacy to continue to build so that you can leave something for your posterity or for your children's children. To date, 45 states have removed some or all taxes from the purchase of gold and silver. Of the 5 states that still apply this outmoded tax to purchase silver and gold, most of them are expected to consider ending the tax in 2025. We're midway through. And the day of Independence Day is in less than a month. Good news should be coming out while they have our attention diverted. But if you're focused, you can start getting into the silver and gold market. You can start acquiring foreign currencies and undervalued assets. That's how you establish a legacy for your family when you think about wealth. Undervalued and underappreciated assets right now are at a price where most people can afford them. If you want to know if your state has repealed or removed state sales taxes from the sales of precious metals, all you have to do is go down further in this article, click on your state. All states have removed, all except for 5 have removed some or all of the taxes from the sales of precious metals. That is very, very critical, because what happened is when they took us off the gold standard, they then viewed gold and silver as a commodity. They said gold and silver is not money. It's a commodity. It's a collectible. You can tax collectibles. You see how they played that game? Well, now senators and lawmakers, people that are operating at the local level are saying we're taking our country back. We know that the Republic says that the only thing that can be used as money is silver and gold. And the only thing that can be used to pay off debts is silver and gold. But we're not playing this game with the deep state. We're going to work simultaneously along with the republic, and we're going to take our power back. We, the people, are going to take our power back. We're not going to wait on anybody to return us over to the gold standard. We're not going to wait on anybody to say, hey, the republic is now returned. Now you can use silver and gold as money. No, we're going to operate at the state level, and we're going to either become a lawmaker, or we're going to force our lawmakers to repeal or remove the state sales tax from precious metals, and thus reclaim silver and gold as money. So what they're doing is they're using the tools of the deep state. The deep state said, you got to pass bills, and you have to go through a succession of things. You have to introduce a bill, you have to pass it, and then it can become legal. So they're using the tools of the deep state to turn on the deep state. And that's what President Trump has been doing with the executive orders, using the tools of the deep state to take down the deep state. So when they took us off the gold standard, they said, gold and silver are no longer money. It's a commodity. It's a collectible. You can tax collectibles. But what does the Constitution for our great republic say? Well, let's look at it. Let's look at Article 1, Section 10. It's an easy fix. Oftentimes we say, what are they going to do? When are they going to do this? Why haven't they done this or that and the other, when we have the power, right, to do these things for ourselves? Here it is. Debunking the Federal Reserve, they say, conspiracy theories. Here it goes. Lawful money. Let's see. The Constitution in Article 1, Section 10 reads, no state shall coin money, emit bills of credit, make anything but gold and silver a tender in payment of debts. Nothing else can be used but gold and silver. This means that the only constitutionally valid form of money are gold or silver. This is called lawful money. Lawful money. You think of the United States of America has a republic, and we have a constitution for our republic. All the laws that are according to our republic, those are what's lawful. When you think of the United States Incorporated and the group of bloodline families that usurped authority from our lawful republic, they incorporated themselves as a nonprofit religious organization in 1871 in the state of Delaware. They have a constitution of the United States Incorporated. We have a constitution for our republic. Whatever they do in terms of passing bills, come up with policies, what else? Codes and statutes. That's what's legal. What's important is not what's legal. What's important is what is lawful. Lawful money is silver and gold. They don't want you to know that the states in America have reclaimed silver and gold as money. And this is why silver is increasing in value, and it will continue to increase in value. They also don't want you to know that the whole world is hurtling back to silver and gold as money. The entire world. What does that mean for you? That means you have an opportunity to get silver and gold right now, while silver and gold have been not appreciated and undervalued. You have an opportunity to have a beautiful coin like this. This is a maple leaf. That's the second most was asked for or popular coin. This is a Canadian maple leaf. The first one is the American eagle. This has the queen's face on it on the back. And then it has the maple leaf. I don't know if you can see that. Beautiful. As money right now. Okay, but you might say, well, I don't know how much silver costs or how much gold costs. So let me show you. Let's get to it right away. Right now, silver is $35.83. Gold is $3,318.98. $35 for 1 troy ounce. This is a troy ounce of silver. It is 0.999 pure silver. And right now it's over $35 per ounce. You can get silver. You can that's a troy ounce of silver, silver coins, silver bars. You can get sterling silver, which is 92% silver, real silver. You can get constitutional silver. Constitutional silver are those coins minted before 1964. They contain 90% silver. Remember, there used to be a time when we all ate with silverware, real silver, and we also ate on with gold. I'm not gold. Some people did eat with gold, but some people ate with copper, gold, and silver. Why? Because copper, gold, and silver are healing metals. Copper, gold, and silver raise your vibrational frequencies. Copper, gold, and silver literally cures diseases. This is what they don't want you to know. This is one of the reasons why they took us off the gold standard. They don't want you to ascend to your highest state of consciousness. They don't want you to be able to fly anymore. They don't want us to levitate. But some of you are having memories of levitating, and some of you are accessing those powers right now. You're having dreams of flying, dreams of levitating. You're actually levitating right now. You're manifesting things very, very quickly. If you want to increase that or speed it up, have silver and gold around. Because it's not only money, it's used for many different reasons. And I'll show you what different things they're used for. Let's look at an article that says, here are 100 uses for silver in everyday items. Every day. And speaking of silver and gold being healing metals, remember, according to the Sumerian text, the Anunnaki came to Earth for the express purpose of mining gold because they had problems in their atmosphere, and gold would cure their atmosphere. Imagine what gold would do for our atmosphere. Imagine if we all start wearing gold and silver again. Think about how beautiful it's going to be when we have our streets paved with gold and silver, when we start eating with gold and silver. As a matter of fact, I shared this with my private group. There has been a city that was discovered behind the ice walls filled with gold, a golden city, everything gold behind the ice walls. So what was life really like before these entities came to Earth and took away our gold and silver and enslaved humanity? Let's look at what silver is used for right now. Because gold, we know gold has been used for money. We know that gold has been used for jewelry, but silver has been used for money and jewelry as well. Why are we not talking about silver? Why is mainstream media focused on who's fighting in the government and what's going on in Hollywood with these fake people that call themselves celebrities? We're not celebrating them anymore. They're not making any music. They're not making any movies because they're broke. They've been arrested. Many of their assets have been frozen. Why are they not talking about silver and gold? Maybe they don't want you to be wealthy. Maybe they don't want you to fly again. Maybe they don't want our vibrational frequencies to raise, but we're not going to listen to them. We're rejecting everything they do, and we're going to do the opposite. This article says there are over 10,000 uses of silver in industrial applications. This is just an art. I'm just going to go over a couple things. Silver is used as a topical cream to treat burns. It made the World Health Organization's list of essential medicines. Silver, sulfadiazine. Who knew? It's an anti-infective medicine. Secondly, you can treat corns and warts. You have silver coat Foley catheters. You can use them in your catheters at the hospital. You use it in radiology. It's used in band-aids, bandages, and dressings. Surgical mesh, conjunctivitis drops for newborn babies contain silver. Also, it will prevent pink eye. They never told us this. They said, however, it's slowly being replaced by modern antibiotics when all we have to do is use silver. You can use that, baby. It prevents cavities. Silver prevents cavities with the use of silver diamine fluoride. I don't know if we want to use fluoride, maybe fluoride. Kids and cavities go hand in hand. So what better way to prevent it than with a little silver? And then you can click on this article right here and they'll tell you how. But they'll tell us, that it's hard to prevent a cavity. And once you get a cavity, You have to go to the dentist. Then what they do is they keep poking and prodding at your tooth and they make the cavity worse, and they create other problems in your mouth so that you can keep going back to the dentist. We need to find out a way how to use silver. Silver needers and sutures, silver bearing coatings to hip joint implants named as Smart Hip. They also use copper in some implants, but you can use silver. I use colloidal silver to keep me from getting sick during the shutdown in 2020. You can use them as dental fillings as opposed to mercury. NASA utilized silver ions as a lightweight water purifier for the Apollo spacecraft instead of using traditional chloride or chlorine. Hospital tap water filter. If you can use it for a hospital tap water filter, can't you use it here in your homes? Water purification, they're using colloidal silver in third world countries. I think we need to bring that home as well. We talked about colloidal silver right here. It's a homeopathic remedy, an immune builder that most people are going towards or using. If you desire to get colloidal silver, go to the Meta Center Chicago. They have it. You can go to the Meta Center Chicago for not only colloidals, but monoatomics as well. I'm looking it up. If you go to the Meta Center Chicago, I'll bring that website for you in a minute, and get any of their diodes, any of their colloidals, their monoatomics, their organic seeds, their bracelets, their jewelry, or use any of their services. You can use code DRKIA 2024, Dr. Kia 2024. What else is silver used for? Antimicrobial lab coats, cauterizing agent for stomas or opening and surgery. Silver nanowires are being developed for a wide range of disease diagnoses or diagnostics. You can fight E. coli with silver. It's an antidote for mercury poisoning. You know how they use mercury in our fillings? Silver is an antidote. Silver chloride has been used to treat mercury poisoning by flushing out the toxin from your body. Silver. It helps you stop smoking. It accelerates in the form of gums, mouth sprays, and lozenges. This was shown to help people stop smoking. It first hit the market back in the 1970s. I never heard of that. With a gum called Tab Mint. It's a surface disinfectant. It kills fungus in the nail bed. Do you know they tell you there's no cure for fungus? But they do have these drops that you have to use for like 2 or 3 years to at least get rid of most of the symptoms. However, all they had to do was tell us that we can use silver. Podiatrists are known to use silver now in nitrate form to kill off fungus that's grown in the nail bed. It's used in surgical masks, earthing sheets, water, soft drink, and juice cans are now being targeted with a new kind of colloidal silver by biotechs from Gold. Instead of fighting about what's going on in the news and which celebrities are good, which celebrities are bad, we could be focused on how to cure ourselves. Door handles are now being coated with silver. Silver's been tested and used to coat endotracheal tubes. It aids in drug delivery. It increases the efficacy of drug delivery. Circuit board contacts use silver on printed circuit boards due to its unique thermal and electrical properties. Speaker wires, RF connectors, RFID tags, railway switchgear, keyboard skins, superconductors pair with silver to increase transmission of electricity and are more efficient than when the superconductor acts alone. Smart textiles, all of these, look, media storage, printed electronics use silver, solar panels, double pane windows, silver oxide batteries, silver zinc batteries, thermal and infrared telescopes, fuel cells. Thin and nano silver foil is used in making fuel cells, the process of creating electricity from chemical energy. Control rods and nuclear reactors. ODI tests in museums. This test was created by British scientists to test materials for safety around museums and art. It uses 3 metals, silver, copper, and lead in an airtight container to test sample materials that may damage delicate artwork or artifacts. So you see, it's used in many things. It preserves wood. I'm working. Silver are used in explosives. Yes.
Look.
Oh, he wants you to see. He's got a silver tooth. They can't see it.
My back teeth.
Your back tooth has silver. Look at this. Weather modification. Silver oxide is used for weather modification or cloud seeding. Interesting. By the way, speaking of weather modification, in the state of Florida, chemtrails are now unlawful and illegal. They may no longer use any type of geoengineering mechanism here in the state of Florida. And that's spreading. I believe there was an article about this happening also in Louisiana, and it's spreading throughout the states. So look at this: semiconductors, helicopter bearings, photography, mirrors, jewelry, silverware. Sterling silver is also widely used for flatware and cutlery, knives, forks, spoons, dishes, and bowls, stained glass, and of course, coins and investment. This list would not be complete without mentioning silver coins. The United States has the most popular silver bullion coin being minted. Didn't I tell you that? The American Silver Eagle. The most popular coin that's minted is our Silver Eagle. These shiny objects make great for stacking, as well as all the other investment products of silver. You can read about it in their Buying Silver Guide. Swimming pool purification, food containers, washing machines, windows, car engine bearings, brazing soldering, windshields, ice making machines, pottery glaze. It keeps the milk safe. You can protect rubber seals in the production of milk by using silver or silver dioxide. Just so many things. Food garnishing. Over 101 ways here are listed of how you can use silver. Denture cleaner, toothbrushes, nursing bottles, bioware, hunting and military wear, baby wipes. Vietnamese baby company Mammy Poco makes Bobby Baby wipes, Bobby Baby wet wipes that use nano silver particles for better cleanliness and overall health. Laundry detergent, I didn't know that. When used, it cleanses silver ions into the clothes, giving them odor fighting protection. Okay. Musical instruments, antifreeze, ultrasonic humidifier, UFC apparel, and cabinetry. Furniture hardware company Hafele has an microbial collection, decorative finishing piece of handles and knobs for cabinets. And here's a bonus: silver bullets. This list wouldn't be complete without silver bullets. Conan offers 0.357 Magnum bullets jacketed in 99% pure silver. So if you have any werewolves lurking around, you're covered, the article says. If you want a silver bullion product of just hand poured silver. So you can get a product like bullets. And it would be 99% silver, and you have actually stored some type of wealth, and then you can leave that for your children. So you see over 101 purposes for silver. And we're not talking about that in terms of mainstream. Why? Because they want our attention to be diverted. My purpose here today is to keep our attention focused. We have a legacy to build. We have wealth to build. We have humanitarian projects to create. We're now in summer. Our children need summer camps. We can be focusing our attention on creating summer camps that include education, vocational training, fun activities, and what else? Reading, all type of things. So let's keep our focus and keep our vibrations high, because we have so much work to do. School will start back in 3 months? 2 or 3 months? We need to be creating schools for our children, because the federal departments are being dismantled. And we know that because the Supreme Court of the United States overturned the Chevron doctrine, which limited the powers of the government. Now, we know that's why DOGE was created, the Department of Government Efficiency, to downsize the government, to shrink the government, and for the most part, to get rid of those 441 agencies that are considered part of the government. The Supreme Court of the United States overturned the Chevron doctrine because what they said was these entities or these corporations that said that they were part of our government are not a part of our republic. They're not lawful. In fact, they are unconstitutional and they are treasonous. They create these statutes, codes, policies, and legalities, and they say you have to abide by them, or they'll sic their policy enforcers, also known as police officers, after you and force you to come to their courts, which is just magic happening right in these little courthouses. In fact, they're actually doing rituals. And this is why your judges wear black. They're wearing black because they're doing a funeral ritual in the courts, because you're considered dead at sea. You can't speak for yourself, which is why you're not allowed to speak for yourself, which is why they assign you an attorney, or you have to pay for an attorney to attorney for you to speak on your behalf. But attorneys and judges are not part of our republic. And I apologize if you're an attorney or a judge, you will have to cease and desist. You will have to stand down, because when you become an attorney or a judge, you have to pass the British accredited registry, which means you work for the British Crown and not we the people. I know you thought you were working for the people, but something in your spirit told you that there's something sinister going on in the courts. What was happening is they were conducting our funeral and accessing our bonds and our trusts, stealing money from us and treating us like dead entities. Meanwhile, the money that was being accrued was paying off attorneys, judges, and then the rest of that was going towards the British Crown. Now, according to our Constitution, you may not have a title of nobility and work for we the people. So you will have to be retrained in constitutional law. Behind the scenes, and actually, if you know where to look, and I've reported on this, judges and lawyers are actually being arrested because many of them are a part of secret societies that did bad things to children. And some of them refuse to stand down. Not most lawyers, or attorneys are not lawyers, by the way, but most attorneys don't even know that they're working for the British Crown. But there are some that do, because in order to become prosecutors and become judges and go higher up in the ranks, not only in so-called law, but in medicine and many areas of society, you have to pledge. And if you pledge to the Divine Nine, the Black Greek organizations in college, it may seem benevolent, although you do keep secrets and you have to do some bad things in order to even pledge across the sands, whether it's just sleeping around with the whole team or, hazing each other. You keep those secrets. And then once you get into certain areas or disciplines in your career, if you want to move up, then you're going to have to join the Boule if you're classified as Black. Or you're going to have to join the Skull and Bones or the Illuminati or other secret societies if you're classified as other or white. And there are many other secret societal branches that we don't know about, like the Freemasons and others. They pledge, but they have meetings where they do things that are not so nice. And if you want to keep going up, you might be at a Diddy party. You might be on Epstein's Island. You might not even want to do it. But because you agreed to be a part of something that's secret, they can force you to do it, or they will unalive your family members. So this talk about Trump and Musk fighting each other is probably going to make them uncover those lists so we can see for ourselves who are on those lists. And again, I'll say this. At the end of the day, as much as I support the Trump movement, y'all know I do, even he, and I've said this from the beginning, he will have to go down. Once he demolishes the deep state and take him down, he's going to sit down first of all, he's old. Secondly, the captain always goes down with the ship. Thirdly, our lawful republic has to be returned, and everything has to return back to the people. And back to the autogenous people on the land. It has to. Everything's going to go right back to where it started. I did a podcast with an interview with Chief Rod Hayes that said the same thing. Everything must be returned. And we have to go back to the beginning. And this is good for everybody. We, the people, now will have our sovereignty, peace, and prosperity return. So right now, President Trump is doing a phenomenal job of using the tools of the deep state against the deep state. And he's using the executive orders to do that. Elon Musk was tasked with the Department of Government Efficiency to downsize the government due to the overturning of the Chevron doctrine last summer. The Supreme Court of the United States said that all of the 441 agencies that created themselves and called themselves corporate entities or federal bureaucracies have to be demolished, because they created statutes, codes, and policies that were against our rights. We have a right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We've not had life, liberty, or any happiness because we have to abide by all these statutes, codes, and legalities. Every time you think you've conquered one thing, like paid your taxes, they'll come up with another rule. As a matter of fact, many of you saw the interview that I did with Michael Avignon. And Michael Avignon said he made hundreds of millions of dollars, in the billions, but he lost a lot as well because the government can just change the rules. The IRS can just change their policy. And many of you have asked me, where is his book? Because we looked at the link and it's broken. So I called Michael and he said he's going to give me a call back in a few days. And once he tells me what's going on with his book and that link, then I'll come back and give you that link. But please watch the video that we aired yesterday with Michael Avignon. And that video says, a billionaire speaks on how the global currency reset is real. And he gives you an idea which devalued assets you need to buy. Somebody asked him about the dinar. He said, yes. He said, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I have dinar. He said dinar, and he gave you a clue which other investments you should get in. But he did specifically mention silver, because silver is undervalued. Silver is a conductor of electricity. Silver is used in technology and all those 102 things that I just showed you. Silver has always been used as money, even in biblical days. But you can't tell. You know it's significantly undervalued because it's used in so many things, and yet nobody's talking about it. I shouldn't say nobody. Mainstream media isn't talking about it. But the commercials that run will tell you, oh, bring your car. Doesn't matter what type of state it's in. Pull it, push it, tow it. Just give it to us, or even trade it. Why? Because your catalytic converter has silver and palladium and platinum in it. Oh, you want to get rid of your washer and dryer? Just bring, your old computer. Oh, yeah, we'll just refurbish it. Meanwhile, they're taking out the silver. In biblical times, silver was just as important as gold. And when you think about the silver to gold ratio, the silver to gold ratio back, or the gold to silver ratio, back in biblical times was 16 to 20. Between 16 to 20, to 1. Let's say 16. Let's say 16 to 1. The silver to gold ratio, gold to silver ratio was 16 to 1. That means every 16 ounces of silver that you had in coinage, you had the equivalent purchasing power of 1 ounce of gold. So you had 16 ounces of silver that was equivalent to 1 ounce of gold. 16 to 1. Do you know what the ratio is now between gold and silver? 94 to 1. 94 to 1. It's going to take 94 ounces of silver to buy 1 ounce of gold, or 94 ounces of silver is equivalent to 1 ounce of gold, when in biblical times it was 16 to 1. You see that huge gap? As a matter of fact, the article I'm going to show you today says that as recent as 100 years ago, the ratio was roughly 16 to 1. So from biblical times all the way up to 100 years ago, the ratio between gold and silver was only 16 to 1. 16 ounces of silver was equivalent to 1 ounce of gold. Right now, what did I say? 94 ounces of silver is equivalent to 1 ounce of gold. Did I get that right? So it takes 94 ounces of silver to buy 1 ounce of gold. So which one should you get? Whichever you can afford. But silver is significantly undervalued. Silver is used in technology. It's used for industrial purposes. It's used for healing. It's used in medicine. It's used in almost everything. That means silver is undervalued, just like copper. I'm going to get to your questions in 1 minute, just like copper, family. You're hearing the song again? Oh, let me see what's going on with that. I'll take it down. I didn't know it was it playing? Oh no. How do you get silver? Oh, how do you get so you can get silver with my friend Andy Scheckman from Miles Franklin Precious Metals Company. Here. This is Miles Franklin Precious Metals Company. Let's see. You can contact Miles Franklin Precious Metals Company at 952-929-7006. Or you can send them an email. And when you send them an email, they will send you a list of their inventory. You can send them an email at info@milesfranklin.com. Mention that you heard about silver and gold on the Dr. Kia Pruitt show, and you will get the best prices in the industry. So that's Miles Franklin Precious Metals Company, 952-929-7006, or send an email to info@milesfranklin.com. Make sure you mention that you heard about silver and gold from Dr. Kia Pruitt. And here at the bottom of the screen, you'll see the ticker while we continue. I did not know you were hearing the music on top of me. Oh my gosh. Sheila says something is going on for real, Dr. Kia. Prices have risen on silver and currencies, especially the Vietnamese dong and the Venezuelan bolivar. It's difficult to find IQ notes now, except for the 50,000 notes. And remember, what I told everybody is that once Iraq implemented their transit system as of April the 1st, that would create a high demand for the Iraqi dinar. We said that would happen, and we see that it did happen. So it's not that we didn't just hear that. Investors heard that. Countries know that. Entrepreneurs know that. The elite know that. People in the know knew that would happen. So by the time it was published in the article and we stated that would happen, they were already buying up the Iraqi dinar. So what I had mentioned was Iraq implemented their transit system April the 1st that connected their system to 66 countries worldwide. That would make Iraq the transportation hub of the Middle East and the transportation hub of the world. People in the know knew that would then make the Iraqi dinar, or place the high Iraqi dinar in high demand. And what I said when I did that podcast in early April was that on April the 1st, I said what that means is that a high demand leads to a low supply. And you know that that's economics 101 for those of you who are in business or study economics. High demand leads to low supply. When you have a low supply, that makes that commodity more valuable. So now that people are saying, I got to have the Iraqi dinar, Iraq has become the transportation hub of the world, they start taking those dinars off the street. And then what? Now the value of the dinar is going to go up. So it's in high demand. Whatever dinar they still have available, it's going to go up. And if you're a part of my Silver Soul Tribe, our membership group, you know that I told everybody that was going to happen. That the dinar would be significantly, revalued. And I also told them that there's more dinar in the hands of the people than are in the banks. And I'll tell you what that means. More dinar now is in the hands of the people than are in the banks. And people and investors are heavily investing in Iraq right now. So we talked about that in our Silver Soul Tribe group. As a matter of fact, I have to get off to here in 4 minutes because I'm going to give breaking Iraq news on that channel at 11 o'clock a.m. in just 4 minutes. If you want to join the Silver Soul Tribe membership group, I'm putting the link here in the chat. Or you can go to any of my videos or to the main YouTube channel, and you will see right beside the subscribe button, there's a join button. Hit that button, follow the prompts, and you'll be there. Yep, too much silver will turn your burn blue. I've heard that. So what we're going to talk about on the Silver Soul Tribe membership group is that the rate between the Iraqi dinar and the USD continues to fluctuate. But when you see these three things happen that we're going to mention on the group, that's how you know it's time for the Iraqi dinar to officially go live on the Forex. And those three things have already happened. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. You didn't hear any music? Okay, you didn't hear any music over me? Thank you. Ooh, that kind of made me uncomfortable. You can't hear music. Thank you. Oh, somebody says your smile is worth more than silver. You're welcome. Thank you, sweetheart. Okay, so there was something else. Did I show y'all that article? Oh, 100 years ago. 100 years ago, the ratio of gold to silver to gold was 16:1. From biblical times to 100 years ago, that ratio was 16:1, meaning 16 ounces of silver was equivalent to 1 ounce of gold. Now, the ratio, that gap has widened to 94:1. In fact, it's almost 100:1 when you think about it, because silver is like $35 an ounce, and gold is like 3,300, almost 3,400. It's almost wow. It's even wider than 94, the ratio 94:1. I'm trying to find the article that I brought up. They don't want, hey, look, don't fight me, y'all. Let's see. I want you to see this article. Why was the silver to gold ratio so much lower in ancient medieval times? So if they say, this gentleman says out there, they were reading an article about biblical currency, and it mentioned that back then, first century CE, the silver to gold ratio was approximately 16:1, meaning for every 16 ounces of silver you had in coinage, you had the equivalent purchasing power of 1 ounce of gold. Even 100 years ago, the ratio was much lower than it is now. And it goes on to talk about what that means. And that he asked a question, why is this happening? When this article was written, it was 67:1. That's an old article. This was in 2021. Look at this, how the gap keeps widening. February the 12th, 2021 is when this article was published. The ratio was 67:1. Now it's like almost, 97, 98:1. The person who wrote this article asked, is it because more silver is being mined and it's become more plentiful than gold? Or is it just market manipulation? And I say it's market manipulation. A lot of the silver mines have been shut down, and gold mines, since we came off the gold and silver standard, but those mines are opening back up. So if you are a Mexican, many of you probably will go back home to Mexico once those silver mines open back up, because we have lots of silver mines in Mexico. In fact, that's where most of the silver mines are located. So you're going to see mines open up all over the planet. And in America, we have lots of mines in Nevada, and different places as well. So I expect for Nevada to do extremely well. Whereas before, you had a lot of casinos there, and you had the Middle Eastern, what do you call them? The Saudi princes owning land there and owning those casinos, where the triangle of power, which included the Saudi princes, has been dismantled. So now all that land has been confiscated. So those casinos will close. Prostitution will now become illegal. All the gambling, all the sin that was going on in them sin cities in Nevada will cease. So you had a triangle of power. You had the Soros Foundation. You had the bloodline families, and you had, the bloodline families is the base. You had the Soros Foundation, the bloodline families, and the Saudi princes. We know that the bloodline families are being dismantled, including the Rothschilds that have the state of Israel and Palestine. People are distancing themselves from them. So that whole foundation is crumbling. the Soros Foundation, Soros been taken out. The Saudi princes have their power has been taken from them. And as a matter of fact, you all saw them concede to Donald Trump during a sword dance at his first administration. We also know that the agreement between Saudi Arabia and the United States Incorporated is no longer valid. They did not renew it. So that agreement was that the United States Incorporated would protect the Saudi empire and the Saudi kingdom, including those princes, in exchange for their oil. And then the United States Incorporated would force all exporting nations to get oil from Saudi Arabia using the United States dollar. And that is what made the dollar have its preeminence. That's what made the dollar the world reserve currency. And that's what gave the United States financial and economic hegemony. Our agreement with Saudi Arabia to get oil from the Saudi kingdom in exchange for us or the United States protecting them. So the Saudi princes were buying up land just like the Zionists, just like the Chinese Communist Party of China, right here in America. But those that real estate that they bought up, now it has been turned back over, confiscated, and then it'll be turned back over to its original owners, back to we the people. And finally, I wanted to show you this. We talked about the gold to silver ratio. I want to show you something right quick. I can find it. What is that called? What I did is I went to Google and I typed in what is the silver to gold ratio today. And I'll show you what came up. And it's also going to answer the question, what should you get, silver or gold? I say whatever you can afford. If you have like a 401k, that's a lot of money typically. It's up to you, decide to get a gold 401k, or you may decide to get silver and or gold. I would contact Andy Sheckman at Miles Franklin because they do have storage. If you want to get silver and gold from them, they also have a 401 gold, 401k. You'll also be able to roll your 401k and 403b and all those retirement accounts into gold and or silver. So contact them. There's a ticker at the bottom at 952-929-7006, or email them at info@milesfranklin.com. Let them know you heard about it on the Dr. Kia Pruitt show. So what is a good ratio of gold to silver? In more recent decades, the ratio has typically bounced between 40:1 to 80:1, according to Google. Market veterans generally view anything above 80:1 as signaling that silver is undervalued. So we're well above 80:1 in the gold to silver ratio, well above it. We are almost at 100:1. As a matter of fact, Gold Silver, which is a gold company, says that the gold silver ratio is now 100:1. That's crazy, or at least at the publication. So in more recent decades, the ratio has typically bounced between 40:1 to 80:1. Market veterans generally view anything above 80:1, meaning or signaling that silver is significantly undervalued, while readings below 40:1 suggest the opposite. So people are asking, should I buy gold or silver when the ratio is high? Because right now it's 100:1 almost. If the ratio, according to the article, is particularly higher, if the ratio is particularly high, then silver is favored as the metal to buy. So if the gold to silver ratio is high, meaning that it's higher than what, 40:1, or anywhere between, if it's higher than 80:1, then that's a signal that silver is that's the first time I ever heard somebody just come straight out and say it. Silver is the favorite metal to buy. Conversely, if the ratio falls below the average for, say, the last 25 years, then gold would be deemed undervalued. So right now, and I'll pull up that article and put it in the chat for you. Right now, silver is considered significantly undervalued. And according to this article, silver would be the metal to get into or to buy. I'll put that here for you. So again, if you want silver or gold, you can contact Andy Scheckman at Miles Franklin Precious Metals Company, or you can go to your local coin dealer. So you can type in a local coin dealer near me or numismatics near me, NUMISMATICS. I will tell you though, typically wholesalers, places, and online dealers will have lower prices. They can afford to do that. Where your local coin dealer, they have to make money, but you still need to have a relationship with your local coin dealer. Again, Miles Franklin is 952-929-7006 or info@milesfranklin.com is their email address. And everybody that I've spoken to, including myself, have had a phenomenal experience with Miles Franklin Precious Metals Company. They have the best prices. Even if you find a price that's lower than what they offer, they generally will work with you to give you a lower price, particularly if you are part of the Dr. Kia Pruitt Show. So take advantage of affiliations like these, because everybody can stand to save some money right now. Melanie says buy silver because it has greater gains to be made. Okay, I agree. Any other thing? The Real Command says gratitude for you for saying that. Most people don't get that the states are Aboriginal territories turned into states. That's true. Each state here in America are actually countries. They have their own flag, their own rules, their own laws, I should say. And those countries were governed by the tribes that lived in those states or their countries. So when the land is turned back over, it will be turned back over to those autogenous peoples and their tribes. So we don't know how that's going to look, but that's what has to happen. Everything has to go back to the way it was. But for the people that came from Europe, our European brothers and sisters had treaties with the tribal peoples here. So those treaties will be honored. That's the good thing. They haven't been honored under the old system or the United States Incorporated. They now will be honored, and everything will go back to a common law, constitutional law and common law. The IRS will be done away with. The FBI, the CIA, all of those government institutions. I showed you a list of 441 of them. Mainstream media won't report on this because they want us to focus on celebrities and antics that go on with the so-called elite. Whereas you and I could be using this information we're giving right here, as well as what the BRICS is doing and what the Asian nations are doing, and acquire silver and gold while we can, so that when we officially turn back over to the gold standard, we'll already have real money, which is also wealth. And we can give that back over to, or turn that over to our children, leave it to our future generations. Thank you. Okay. Oh, what's Khaled saying? Somebody said, Kahi, what are y'all talking the Code One firm? If you said it's a republic, it is. Yeah, I'm not sure what you're saying. Okay, you guys are talking to each other. You all are talking to each other. So I think that's it. The way people made money and became wealthy during the Great Depression is that they invested in undervalued assets, or depreciated assets or undervalued assets. What are depreciated assets right now, or undervalued assets right now? You have digital assets that are undervalued. You have silver that is undervalued. You have gold that is undervalued right now for the most part, except for the people that know that gold is money. You have foreign currencies right now that are depreciated because they've been depreciated or sanctioned due to war and other reasons that the United States Incorporated put sanctions on those nations. So right now you can get currencies for a few dollars. If you don't have a lot of money, don't look at the big denominations. Like, why get 100 trillion note that's going for 125? Some of them are already $1,000 per $100 trillion Zimbabwean zim. If you only have enough in your budget to spend like $5 or $10, look for a lower denomination currency. Look for a low denomination Vietnamese dong currency. So you have the Vietnamese dong, the Iraqi dinar, the Afghanistan currency, and Zimbabwe. But there are many different countries' currencies that have been devalued. This is a good time to study, because a lot of times, just like Michael Avignon said on the video that we aired yesterday, people keep listening to podcasters, expecting podcasters and everybody else, give me the news. What should I do? Tell me what to do now. Why hasn't this happened? Why is Trump not doing this? When are they going to do that? When we all have the capacity to study for ourselves, to research for ourselves, to get off our tushies and go to work for ourselves, to create schools for ourselves, instead of saying the schools are racist, the schools have problems, they're teaching sex education, they're teaching about transgenderism. Then teach your children at home. Oh, I can't. Why can't you? See, I can't grow my food. Why can't you? I have a friend that's from another country. We can't grow food, so we all have to come to America. You mean to tell me you risk your life to swim, do whatever, sold all your stuff that you had to come here, risked your life, left your family behind for great opportunities, only to find out that every penny that you earn, you have to spend, plus you have to send money back home when you could have actually used your innovative mind to create something back home. Well, we don't have a lot of money. Can you afford seeds? Are you allowed to have seeds? Well, yeah, but we don't have a lot of money. But y'all smoke and drink a lot because you come over here and you party. You see what I'm saying? Even us here in America, a lot of us are doing things that we could change. Everything we do is not a necessity. Smoking is not a necessity. Drinking is not a necessity. Eating out is not a necessity. Even getting your hair done is not a necessity. If you can afford it, good. But why not look at your budget, look at all the necessities, do the things that you have to do, must do, pay your bills, and then find something left over so that you can invest in depreciated assets and undervalued assets and do well for your family and leave an inheritance for your family. Become a humanitarian and philanthropist. We have to do paradigm mind shifts. We have to change our minds from a scarcity mentality, there's not enough, I can't, they need to fix this, to an abundant mentality, a positive mentality where you know there's more than enough of everything you need right here on this planet, and everything you need is right in you, including solutions. Dr. Kia Pruitt doesn't have all the solutions. Y'all notice I make mistakes. No, neither do any other podcasters. We're all doing our best, but we have to stop looking for everybody else to save us, family, and save ourselves. You are the savior for whom you've been searching. So look at what are depreciated assets. Do you know I would sit here and tell you all the depreciated assets, and somebody would still ask me, what's a depreciated asset? Somebody would still email me after they heard the video because they don't want to rewind it. Laziness. I will even tell you how to charge off things and challenge things on your credit, because I used to be a certified credit repair specialist. And instead of listening to all the language that I use that you need to write in a letter and tell you everything you need to do, you'll email me and say, what do I need to do? When I just told you we're lazy, complacent slaves. You're not really a slave, but they told you were a slave. They told you had to wait on them, they, and those to do everything for us. So now we've forgotten that we're sovereign. So look over your budget, look at what you need and you have to do those things, and then look for a way, family, to buy or get into undervalued assets or depreciated assets if you desire to leave something for your family. Yes, we're all going to be wealthy at some point when they decide to release Nasara. And I did a video on how we know Nasara is real and how it's actually playing out right now. But why wait on them? Right now, they're fighting. Well, it looks like it. Their actors are fighting. Behind the scenes, business has been taken care of, because the real people in power is us. And you have benevolent factors like the Grand Army of the Republic and other military alliances and other beings that are working to make sure everything is done correctly so that our prosperity, our peace, prosperity, and freedoms have been restored. So Again, the way people became wealthy during the Great Depression is they bought depreciated assets. Okay, we have depreciated assets right now. You can buy gold right now for less than $3.50. Look it up. Where can I buy gold backs? I've shown you guys the links, you all the links, but I have to get off. I'll show it right quick. Gold backs. Gold backs are 14 karat gold pressed onto it, 14 karat 0.999 real gold pressed onto a note, real gold. You can use them now as money to pay off debts and to buy local goods and services in 45 of the 50 states. If you're part of our Silver Soul Tribe, I show you how you can plug your zip code into this website, and it'll tell you all the merchants that are certified right now and licensed to accept silver and gold for payment. So if you look up where to buy gold backs, let's see. There's one place that you can buy a 1/2 note for like $3.50 or $3.62, something like that. So I'm just going to leave that to you to look up, because I really do. I really have to go. And I know you guys know how to use the computer. If you have like $3 and from some cent, you can buy gold backs. Gold backs are also called gold aurum notes. Blessings. Yes. Oh, thank you. Sister Serena says, I take gold backs at my business in South Carolina. Wow, Sister Serena. That's wonderful. Family, hit the like button. Hi, love being Nubian. It's so good to see you. Subscribe to the channel and share the video. Somebody said, Anthony says, let's use our common sense. Oh, wow. Okay. Who's this? N Poundre Dragon Eye Products said, Andy from Miles Franklin, he's the CEO and the owner of Miles Franklin Precious Metals Company, did an interview with the original Mark Z on the Glint app. And on that app, you can buy any amount of gold and silver and get a debit card where you can purchase with it too. Wow, it's a lifesaver. Wow, that's awesome. GoBacks has an app in my phone. It has a calculator. Yes, and we also talk about how there's a calculator that you can use to determine which GoBacks you can use to buy which products. Okay, family, I need to run. We have another show to do. If you want to know what the 3 factors are that will lead to the Iraqi dinar being traded on the Forex, going live on the Forex, then join the Silver Soul Tribe group here. And that button is next to the subscribe button on my channel or on any of my videos, or you can just click on this link and follow the prompts. We're about to go over there. And we're going to talk about that as well as other breaking Iraq news. So we talk about on the Silver Soul Tribe membership group or channel, we talk about Iraq news. We talk about geopolitical news all over the world. We talk about tariffs and investments, all type of investments, all type of currencies, and which currencies to look for. So that's it, family. My name is Dr. Kia Pruitt. Silver is on the rise. If I were you, I would get into some. I hope I've said something to raise your vibrations and inspire you to create your own life. Create the most amazing, magnificent life that you desire and deserve. Why? Because you are the captain of your own life. You are the savior for whom you have been looking. You are what the Bible classifies as gods. The Bible says, if you're Christian, ye are gods. If you're not Christian, you know that you were created in the image of or with source. So that means you have the highest vibrational frequencies right inside your being. Therefore, whatever you desire, you can create. You have to first know that it's possible, then you have to do it. Now, we are in an era where you can manifest things quickly, but faith without works is dead. Some things you're going to have to go out and do for yourself. We give the news and spin it in a positive way so that you can be in control of your life and create that most amazing, magnificent life that you desire and deserve. That's it, family. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate the time that you've taken. Somebody said this was a great show. Thank you so very much. And I also appreciate all of the blessings or the finances that you've given me. And let me go ahead and acknowledge you before we leave, because we do have a show on my it's not the other channel, but it's in the Silver Soul Tribe group. Soul Tribe members, I see y'all here. I apologize for being late. Let me give a shout out to all the people that sent the cash out while we were on this meeting. Camille says, thank you, Dr. Pruitt. Thank you for being part of the Silver Soul Tribe group. Sister Camille, love being Nubian as well. Peace to you, Diamond B. Gratitude to you too. Code One Film. And you're supposed to come on the show one day. I see you. I see you too. I know you sent me an email, but I haven't been able to find it. It might have gotten lost in my spam. Code One Film. But you give a lot of information in the chat, and we'd love to have you on the show. So let me see who I need to acknowledge right quick for giving a donation. Christine Washington says, love you and all that you do. Thank you so much. That's kind of you. Thank you for the monetary blessing. Sister Angela says, thank you. You're welcome. I appreciate you. And then over the last few days, we have Brother Leonard Lassiter Bay. He and his wife are often contribute to the show. I appreciate you for appreciating my work. He says, this is a donation for, let me see what you said. This is a donation for you, the American Moor. Thank you. You're so kind. Donald Watkins said, all that you do and all your positivity is why I'm giving this donation. Wow. Thank you, Donald. I appreciate you. God bless you. I didn't even notice that. Cleopatra gave a blessing. Thank you. She says, thank you for all that you do. You're welcome. Sister Deborah Allen gave an offering as well. She said, thank you for your time. You're so gracious. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Sister Sheila Wallace left a message and a gift. She said, thank you. Estrelita says, I just love you. Thank you so much. I love you back. I love you to life. Michael George says, thank you. I appreciate you. And he sends a bunch of hearts, fire emojis, peace signs, strong arm, feathers up. I love you. Sister Cleopatra, also, thank you so much. God bless you. Heaven smile on you. Who else? Somebody just sent something as well. Listen, family, without you, I would truly be irrelevant. So I'm very gracious to you. Oh, that was Sister Cleopatra sent another offering. She says, thank you for your hard work. Thank you, sister. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Sister Cleopatra. All of you that gave, all of you that are here, your presence is the most important thing, because together we're stronger than we are alone. We have schools to build. We have food to produce. We have water to cleanse. We have spiritual institutions to create. We have, I just want to, I feel the presence of the ancestors. We have herbs to cultivate. We have laws to put back in place. We have families to restore. We have people to heal. We have drug addicts to take off of drugs. We have people in prison that need to be liberated. We have people that need to be liberated in their minds. We have governments to restore. You want to know what government to restore? Start in your home. Restore the government in your home. Have family meetings. Create structure in your family. Create a vision statement and a mission statement, not just for you, but for your entire family. That's how you govern your family. You have a mission and a purpose for your family, and you have a vision. The vision statement should be how you see your family in the future. Create that statement, and every single thing that you and your family does to work around or include that vision and mission. So every single activity, every single thing you eat, every single thing you do must be in alignment with the vision and the mission for your family. Create the government of your family and get a monetary system and a bank for your family by acquiring silver and gold. Those, the government, the so-called elite entertainers, let them do their thing, and let's take control of our own lives and our own families. Because if you want a healthy society, it's not left up to them and those and they. I say it all the time. My sons who are economists and businessmen, and my daughter who also studied business, got a master's degree in business, have always said, healthy societies are built upon healthy communities. Healthy communities are built upon healthy families. What do you think a community is comprised of? A group of families, not compartmentalized individuals that are out doing their own thing. We're always trying to figure out what we can do for ourselves, which is good on one hand, but what about the family? You want a healthy society? You want a thriving society? That means the community has to be in place. But the community won't be in place if the family is not whole. Let's become whole. Okay? Let's do what we need to do by taking control of our lives. We need to institute more discipline. Okay? The binge watching on the computer, on the cell phones is taking your attention away from growing food. The being out partying is taking your attention away from creating businesses, because we're demolishing the public. We're getting rid of the public sector, which is the government, and now the private sector will go online. But if you're not focused, you won't have a business. You won't have a foundation. People give to foundations. Governments, entrepreneurs, they give to foundations, not individuals. They give to foundations. They give to trust. You have to operate in trust by creating a foundation, a 508c1A for right now. Chief Mac does those for you and other entities. That's how we're going to do business with each other, by having a foundation. So the government is going away. Those others waiting on Trump. When are they going to do this? I'm sick and tired of waiting, because they, now they're fighting. Now people are stressed out. They don't control your life. We control our lives. So let's create our schools. Let's start cultivating those herbs. Let's start restoring relationships, whether it's a marriage or a covenant. Doesn't have to have a marriage. You don't have to have a marriage license to be married. Be in covenant with one another. Men and women need to learn how to get along with one another and love each other, because the children need both parents. So let's learn how to be back in covenant with one another, restore and heal our families. Family members are dying in the nursing home. So many of our family members were doing okay till they went to the nursing home. Nursing homes are understaffed right now. My family, all of my siblings and my mom are in the medical profession. Nursing homes and hospitals are understaffed right now. And those that are staffed, everybody's on their phones. The nurses are on their phones. The CNAs are on their phones. Doctors are on their phones while our family members are dying in the hospitals and in the nursing homes. Thank you so much, Shamina. Thank you so much. You just became a new YouTube member. Thank you. They're on the cell phones. Their attention is divided. Do you know what happened? My mom was left on her unit. She's over a whole unit in a nursing home. Usually she can focus on just training nurse CNAs. She can't even focus on training CNAs because she was the only nurse on her whole wing. She had 30 patients. Back in the day when my husband was in a facility, rehabilitation facility, his nurse was complaining that she had 15 because she was only supposed to have at least 7. Now they have 30, 35 and more to one nurse. And the CNAs, they may not have any CNAs, or the ones that are there are on their cell phones. Some of our family members can't feed themselves, right? They need somebody to feed them. The CNAs, the certified nurse assistant, is supposed to be feeding them. But if they're on their cell phones, or if the facilities and the hospitals are understaffed, there's nobody feeding them, so they're dying there. Do you know what they're teaching my kids my grandkids who are being in the 4th grade next year? They sent a letter home, said, we're going to talk about sex education. Hooray. We're going to talk about sex education and gender. And I said, that's it. We used to homeschool these kids. It's time to start homeschooling them again. We have too much work to do to be concerned about what's going on here and on this computer and with the so-called elite and mainstream media and entertainment. So that's it. I'm off my soapbox. I love you all so very much. The link to become a member is to our Silver Soul Tribe group, and we're going to go over there right now to talk about the Iraqi dinar rate fluctuating against the United States dollar and how you know when it's time for it to go live on the Forex. Once it goes live on the Forex, that's how we know it's time to go to the bank and cash in or trade in our our Iraqi dinars and other currencies for the new rate. So also on the Silver Soul Tribe membership group, here's the link right here. I put it in the chat. I gave my own personal banking story where I met with a private banker, and it was good news in that story. So you're welcome. My name is Dr. Kia Pruitt. I'm about to leave for real. I got to go meet with the Silver Soul Tribe group. I love you. Make this a great day. Peace, family.